Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and at the end of this video I'm going to do something I don't do often. Yesterday I was showing you how much XRP that the first 6 or 7 employees at Ripple own or control, or the ballpark of what they have. And I'm going to take one of them just to give you an idea of just how much what that ownership translates into. And what that would buy you per penny increase. I'm going to show you in just a second, just so you can do a little bit of just dreaming with me and watch what that life would be like. I think you'll find this pretty interesting. Coinbase, this is from yesterday, I believe. Coinbase continues to explore support for new digital assets. I just wanted to show you the list. This is the list. Today we're announcing that we're exploring addition of a range of new assets as a part of exploratory process. Customers may see public-facing APIs and other signs that we're conducting engineering work to potentially support these assets. What I found interesting was that VeChain was on this list because that's one of the digital assets that's been on my radar. So that would be quite cool if they listed VeChain. I won't complain about that at all. But these are on the list. I don't understand why they haven't added Cardano yet. I wish they would add Cardano, but they have not. All right, moving along. Those of you that have been paying attention today, the Dow finished down 1,861. That's pretty. It says stocks suffer their worst day since March, with the Dow plunging more than 1,800 points. Tell you what, pretty scary stuff. And the question is, so yesterday Brad Garlinghouse puts out this video where he is talking about digital assets as digital gold and as a safe haven asset class. And then the market goes down to, just happens to go down today at 1,861 points. And I'm not saying that I think Brad Garlinghouse knew something. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that, wow, one day he's talking about that, the next day the market just collapses. So I think we've got some interesting things in store for us, folks. Cryptopolis tweeted this out. It's coming. This is a tweet from this guy. Central planners have been working for more than 6 years on the right way to push their new retail offering into the market, competing directly with banks who they regulate. Not an easy sell since somebody needs it. Latest spin on the current events the current events are responsible for CBDC. So just thought that was interesting. Now, XRP Bart sent me this. Now, the article itself I'm not going into because it was kind of boring, to be honest. But the University Blockchain Research Initiative that's done by Ripple is apparently Duke University is one of the universities that's in the University Blockchain Research Initiative, and this guy is doing lectures on blockchain and whatnot. But anyway, so this guy Campbell Harvey, there's a write-up in Ripple Insights on him. Like I said, kind of boring to me, but what I wanted to address here is that I believe, just reading between the lines, I believe that this means that Duke will be just a node on the network away. I believe some major universities around the world will have these validators, and I think Duke University will be one of them. All right, Michael at VAL5 links. Vanguard announced it completed the first pilot for an asset-backed security solution developed with Symbiont. Also involved are BNY Mellon, Citi, State Street, and a large ABS issuer in the banking sector. This is pretty interesting. All right, now, I don't know what this means. I just thought it was interesting. from XRP Researcher. So Ripple is either trolling the community or something is up. What are your thoughts? And he's pointing to this, and I don't even know who this Twitter handle is, but he's saying, guaranteed nobody picked up on this. That image, it's the same one that Pool used. Ripple like ships at sea, so does BG. I don't know what all that means, but this picture was tweeted out. This is what I found interesting on May 31st. This picture was tweeted out by somebody called Mr. Pool, and then the same pictures in Brad Garlinghouse's background. It's one of the background or one of the slides from when he did his live stream, or not live stream, but Zoom to all the employees yesterday. That is kind of interesting. Okay, now this is from today's meeting. Today there was a meeting. What do they call it? The Task Force on Financial Technology, and it had Representative Tom Emmer, and it also had Chris Giancarlo, who's working on the digital dollar project. These are some short clips of video that I think you need to hear. So listen up. I'm going to turn my volume up, and we'll go.
Let's see. The conversation today stands to be very insightful on two topics: the ways the federal government can better utilize technology to increase efficiency and delivery of government services, and the concept of a centrally backed digital currency. I appreciate and look forward to our witnesses' thoughts on these subjects. 2 months ago, I led a letter along with my colleague Darren Soto urging the Treasury to take additional steps to leverage all that American ingenuity, entrepreneurship, and innovation has to offer. As co-chairs of the Blockchain Caucus, we've been diving deep on all the technology and what it has to offer. It could help to serve both topics of this hearing I mentioned previously. In addition, a wide array of technologies could help the Treasury distribute the remaining stimulus payments that have not been distributed yet, and I urge them and each agency to consider new technologies that could help the agencies operate more efficiently and more quickly. Let's see, the conversation today.
Okay, that's the first part, and here's the second part.
In fact, cash is a public payments infrastructure available to all citizens without any need for permission. Currently, cash works solely by the bearer of the instrument. As the economy moves increasingly online, the use of cash will diminish.
How about that? And then here's the next part.
Will diminish. To engage in electronic commerce, citizens need an intermediary in most cases, including many cryptocurrencies. To be a truly permissionless digital cash, however, a digital dollar must have the same attributes as physical cash. Anything less would simply create a new intermediary, and it could even be one offered by the government in competition with private financial institutions. It is American value.
Okay. And then this is Chris Giancarlo, who's working on the digital dollar project, or whatever they call it, Digital Dollar Foundation. Here's Chris Giancarlo.
3 observations from my time in public service. First, much of America's physical infrastructure, its bridges, our tunnels, our airports, that were once state-of-the-art in the last century, as we've all seen, have been allowed to age, deteriorate, and become obsolete in this century. Well, the same is true about some of our financial infrastructure. Methods of payment and settlement, shareholder and proxy voting, and investor access and disclosure that were once state-of-the-art in the 20th century are showing age and limitations in this new 21st century. And nothing reveals the limits of our accounts-based financial system more starkly than the current COVID-19 pandemic, when tens of millions of Americans are waiting a month or more to receive relief payments by paper check. My second begin with.
All right, and then here is the last part right here.
And my third observation after the first two is that unless we act, this coming wave of innovation will put enormous strain on our aged financial systems. This task force is reviewing several ideas for digital dollar electronic cash payments. They look at digital dollars in terms of benefits distribution and financial inclusion through existing accounts-based systems. Well, today I would like to discuss with you a far more fundamental digital dollar proposed recently by the Digital Dollar Project. It's a U.S. central bank digital currency, or CBDC as it's known. This type of digital dollar would be a new additional form of money. It would be a digital bearer instrument with the same legal status as the dollars in one's purse, but on a mobile device. It would operate alongside existing forms of money, distributed through the existing two-tier banking system, open to new entrants, and potentially recorded by distributed ledger technology. This type of CBDC would increase financial inclusion by broadening access to services through digital wallets on smartphones. And it would enable the sending of COVID relief immediately to the electronic wallets of underbanked populations and expand their ability to access financial services and to use e-commerce platforms that do not accept physical cash. Yet this type of digital dollar is about more than financial inclusion in a crisis. Today, most of the world's tradable commodities and contracts are priced in US dollars. Tomorrow, they will be digitized, tokenized, and coupled with algorithmically driven smart contracts. We must prepare to modernize the dollar from a simple analog instrument.
So what I find interesting there is he's talking about the current payments, the current payments in the current events we're in. And my question is, if the digital dollar, if this is some far off thing and you don't already have it worked out, then how could you even talk in terms of how this can drop into someone's account, these payments that people are getting right now? These guys have already done whatever they're doing. This is just the politics of it is all you're watching right here. There's no question about that. This is a political exercise right here. The work's been done, folks. The distributed ledger technology, the work's been being done by Ripple since 2012, if not sooner. What in the world are they talking about like this is some new thing? Warren Davidson, there's broad support. This is the guy that had done the Token Taxonomy Act. There's broad support to establish legal clarity for blockchain developers, thanks to women of color in blockchain, NASDAQ, Coin Center, and IBM for their supportive statements for the Token Taxonomy Act. Yeah, IBM just happens to work with Stellar, as a by the way. Now, yesterday I showed you this. These are the holdings that some of it's all estimates because we don't know any factual of what people own now. These numbers were taken from articles, when it was written the last time it was mentioned. Chris Larson had 5.2 billion XRP. I'm sure he could have sold a lot of that now. Who knows? But we do know that Greg Kidd has optioned $1 billion. So I want to put that in some perspective for you out there, just to show you what that really means. That means that for every penny increase in the price of XRP, his value goes up $10 million. So I went onto YouTube just for kicks, and I decided to show you this. This yacht I'm about to show you is 11 million, but it's ballpark. I'm sure a Greg Kidd could get a deal on it and get it for 10 million. I wanted to show you what a guy like Greg Kidd could get for every 1 penny increase in his optioned 1 billion XRP. This is just one example.
You can tell from the weather, it ain't the Monaco boat show, but it is one of Europe's biggest, with more than 600 boats on display, ranging in all shapes and sizes. From this, the Nestaway foldable canoe. It's the smallest at 3 meters long and only $500, to the biggest and the most expensive. Here she is, the Princess M-Class super yacht. She's 30 meters long, that's 100 foot, and the price tag, 11 million bucks. There's no point, though, in hanging on the dockside. Let's go and find out what $11 million buys you. Ahoy, welcome on board. We've entered from the aft of the vessel, the back of the ship where the bar is. Thank you very much, Kieran. Come on into the main salon. Rising television, BBC News, of course. Look, this is big business. Nearly 400 super yachts were sold around the world last year. Oh, and some of the requests by some of the owners, pretty outlandish. One guy wanted a shooting range so he could fire off his 9mm. They said no to that, but they did say yes to this. It's a backlit Onyx, and she weighs a ton. But you want to see something truly phenomenal? Come and take a look at the owner's bedroom. Okay, here she is, the master cabin. You know, this super yacht, 100% designed and built right here in Britain, in Plymouth, in fact. Now, of course, she has all your creature comforts, your luxurious features, the big windows to the side, even a skylight. But I tell you what, she's got a pretty swanky ensuite. You take a look at that, and I'll see you upstairs in a minute. So here we are, 3 stories up, jacuzzi. You're nobody if you don't have a jacuzzi on your super yacht. This is the flybridge where the boat can also be driven, but the nerve center is down here. Take a look at that. Come on down. Okay, here we are on the bridge, the latest technology, of course. This ship has 37 miles of wiring. And these are the cameras into the engine room. She has the power of more than 70 sports cars. And down here are the fuel tanks. $50,000 to fill, but she'll sail you 2,600 kilometers. Now, they've invited me to sleep on board tonight. I'm wondering which suite they've given me. Let's go and take a look. So just down here, right? The one with the door open. Oh, thanks. Can't wait to see my suite. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. I won't even fit in this bed. You know what they've done? They've stuck me in the crew quarters. Gee, thanks, guys.
So that is what you can get if you've got $1 billion XRP. Every penny increase, you would have the amount of money to buy that one of those. And then the next penny, you'll have to go find something else to buy if that's what you're wanting to do. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button. Tell your friends and family that you can get a $10 million yacht for every penny increase when you have $1 billion XRP. Thanks for listening.